Hello everyone, Sam is here again with my gold analysis. So let's get started here. This is the chart I made on the gold daily on the 14th November, and it shows, besides my weekly chart and all of that, but I pay attention to, like harmonic patterns, Elliott wave, because they give me a very good clue. So here it is. It was at the station, and there are a couple of patterns and a couple of levels. Okay. Let me show you first, like the blue count, right? X, A, B, C, D. What it is this Gartley pattern. This is called a bearish Gartley. This is how it is. X, A, B. B has to be 61%, C, and then D at 78%, and after that, it's supposed to drop. All right, so you can see the B count. I mean, not the B count. What the heck is that? Oops, sorry. The blue count is that exactly bearish Gartley, and it was finished at 78%. Now the yellow count XAB. Now B is in this one, B is at 78%, and the Gartley B point was 61%. That's the difference between these two patterns. So it's 78%, 38, and then it goes to 127, and then it is right there. 127% final point was at the Gartley's final point of 78%, and both suggesting a drop to the downside. Butterfly pattern look like this. X, A, B has to be 78%, C around either 23% or 38. In my case, it was bound from 38, and then it's supposed to go either 127 or 167. So it ended at 127, exactly at 78% of the Gartley pattern right there. This is 127. This is 78% at point B and 38 point C. So both patterns were there, perfectly made. Both final destination was exactly around the same price, 78 and 127%, and both suggested the downside. Right, so that's why I wrote down here bearish Gartley finished, and this is bearish butterfly. So what happened to this chart? So on this chart from November, and then it happened like this small, right? It's 16. Right, it's a daily chart. There was the one in 15 there, and then 16 and 17 started when I probably I made this chart at that time, right? So let's say 16, right? And after that, from 16, then 17, 18, 19 was Friday, and then weekend, and now today, as of today, this chart look like this. Okay, it dropped exactly from where I said it's going to drop because of these two confluence, the pattern confluence, butterfly and a Gartley pattern coming up, finishing at the same point. So this is how good it is. It's not all the time that happens, but when you get lucky, you get lucky, right? So my analysis, is like usually 80 to 90% of the time right on the dot, and it's in front of you right here. Elliott wave, same, right? But here I was going with the idea of harmonic patterns since they were there, right? Now, if you have something like that to drop like this, and that's or maybe bounce from here, right? If I'm showing, then how do we get in the market? That is the key in this business, that getting into the market at the right time. If, for example, this is going, and then you see that, oh my God, that's a nice, beautiful trend, let me go long here. What will happen, right? And then you see the move ended here, and then it says, if you see that it's dropping, so oh, whoa, it's dropping. Okay, let's go short here. Let's go. Then you find yourself like this. So need to be aware of these patterns that market may make these patterns, and these patterns are measured by Fibonacci tool, and Fibonacci tool is the key in this business. Very, very important. Without that, it's almost impossible to trade this market. So with all this calculation, knowing all of that, and then these patterns plus Elliott wave a little bit, that makes this business fun. So this is how it is, and you should have a strategy or a system to get into the market, even if you have all of that. And if you're expecting a drop, how do we get into the market? That's the question. So let me show you my, for example, this is my higher time frame where I'm going to see the possibilities. But let me show you first that the entry chart is this. My entry chart is, so look, it was moving here slowly on the sideway a couple of days, and then after that. So my setup is, for example, a short setup. I'll show you some of my trades, and you know what I'm talking about. If I don't know which one is short, which one is long, so I'm going to open it here and then see. No, this is the long one. So this is a long one. This is a short one, right? So what it is actually, euro yen, that you see that the price, these moving averages align to the downside. Yellow is below the black, and price rising into the wave, and then turns into red candle and around the level or something, right? And this indicator is all the way high, turning to the downside. That is my entry point. And right there, you can see that I made an entry and started to go down. Now, any other? Yeah, okay, all right. Aussie yen, you can see the same scenario here. And it started to come down here. I didn't cash out and I paid the price, right? So I was sitting on a break even. So yeah, it took me out, no problem. I had this one, not this one, not because it's not this one. So this is the other entry I came across is this, right? So it's sell order here, and that's very nice and clean all the way to 75 pip. But the scenario is the same. The yellow is below the black. Blue candle goes into the wave, turn to the red candles, couple of red candles. This indicator is all the way high, and I short, right? This is similarly CAD yen, same thing, exactly the same. These were like a little mixed up. It's a more deep retracement. Forget about it. But this one was a nice entry here, right? And this is the nice, beautiful entry here, and went down to 70 pip. Now look at the gold short setup. You saw this is the short setup, and don't we have the same thing here? Over here, over here, over here, and then here, and then here, and then here. Any one of these entry you can easily get in by the book perfectly, and then here, right, and then here, and then here, all the way, and none of these entries hit the SL. See how beautiful it is. So this is the system that I'm using. Even though if you ask me, did I take any trade? Yes, I took one of them from the top, and I closed after a little while, and that's it. Okay. So yeah, I don't trade gold that much, but I'm showing the analysis. I was trading, but I had like almost 15, 16 trade last week, but all the other things here. So it dropped. I was busy today. Yesterday, not yesterday, maybe it's today, right? So yeah, so this is the system, this is how it is, and this is where the gold currently sitting. What the heck is that? All right, so now let me show you my analysis trade now that we are, and by the way, I was showing that exactly that level 1802 here on the chart. My first chart is also showing that level. So my first target was that 1802. It's going to drop here, maybe bounce, and then drop again. And then the white tier connecting this one, right? So maybe it's here, and then it may bounce or not, and then drop. So, but chances of bouncing is there. Why? So let me show you the harmonic pattern usually. What happened to my harmonic patterns? What are the calculations? So if I pull the fib from here to here, you see the straight retracement at 61%. Now, usually 80% of the time what happened, it goes up to 23% line and then drop to 78% line and makes a Gartley pattern. Just like the one played out already, it is making another one. It will be like this, right? 61% pullback, 23, 78. Second scenario is that it will, instead of going up from here, it will drop down to 78, then go to 38, and drop all the way to 127. That would be if it is going to make this setup here, 78, then any of these level, and then drop to 127. That's to the downside, and then go up, right? So the Gartley would be somewhere here and then go up, and this all the way coming down here and then go up. And the third scenario obviously is that it just dropped from here all the way. That hardly, that's not possible. And then fourth scenario, again, it goes up here and then drop a little bit here and then make a Gartley here, like it goes from here to 23% line, then we'll drop here and stop and then go up again. So many possibilities, but the most common possibility I'm looking at is that it may bounce from here to 23% line, or 78% and then go to 38. These are the first two options. Okay, and if it is going to go up and bounce, what I will be waiting for? I will be waiting for, just like this one here, when it start to come down, it start to do this, right? Come down here, the yellow is nicely blue. So this was the first entry was this, and then after that so many, and I will be waiting. Same thing here. So maybe now it's gonna wobble here and then slowly ranging and getting close to the red line, then go above it and start making, above, not the red line, but the yellow will go above the black and then start giving me the long setup here. Then I automatically know that, okay, it is going to go up to go to either 38% line or 23, in this case 23% line, definitely, because it is going to bounce from 61%. So 90% of the time it goes to 38. If it drops to 78, then 70 to 80% of the time it just go to 38% and drop, because then we have more selling pressure, right? So these are different possibilities, and if you keep an eye on them, you can get some really, really good, nice, beautiful trades with setup, with proper entry. It's not that random, okay, let me just open the trade, damn, boom, and then it goes again, right? No, very, very calculated moves and the setup, okay? So that's how it is. Like, for example, this rise, it went up there, and then it came down here, it went up, and then came down, and then it started to go up. If you measure that, what the heck happened here? Sometimes you have perfect, setups or patterns, or sometimes they're not so perfect, but finding entry is very easy, right? So now you see this first pullback here, right, comes to 61%, right? Now, dummy. So if you see what happened here, I have too many things open there. That's why maybe it's slow. So instead of, you see that 61%, then instead of going to 23%, it just went to 38 and then dropped. Drop where? Very close to 78. Same thing, right? Almost, more or less, right? So we can just make, start measuring from here, maybe. That will be the right thing to do, I guess. I don't know. Let me see. All right. Yeah, so see, it is touching the 61% here, then 38, and then it almost touched the 78. That was a perfect Gartley, and look at the reaction of that, right? And similarly, this is where the butterfly pattern is. This Gartley pattern, and then if you take this leg of the Gartley pattern, and then you find your butterfly pattern at 127, which we traded it. See 127 here? And that is the one. I had it here. This one. This 127. Okay. So this is what I'm expecting now. This is what happened already, and now it is at 61%. So be careful and see where the heck it goes. Either it's gonna drop now after the in the volume time. Watch it, not now, but it's gonna drop here at the 78% and then go to 38, or bounce from here and then go to 23 and then comes to 78. Let's see which one is gonna do. either way, just to show, because usually I don't make entry, I'm not planning, but just to show you that, wherever it goes, I'm going to take my entry and I'm going to show you how I got in and my trade. All right. So this is it for now. If you like what you saw, you want to be a part of it, you want to learn, just go on my website, right? And it's the address is here, and the links are below in the description. So you just go there and then subscribe, and one-on-one session or monthly subscription, whatever is there. It depends on your level of learning, and according to that, just join in and start learning. All right. So this is it for now. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful rest of the trading week.